Good.
Hello and welcome to another Ouroboros review. Today we'll be doing the upgrade deluxe edition of the Devil May Cry arsenal, I suppose. From Devil May Cry 3, it comes with all sorts of different weapons, all sorts of extra weapons, which is really cool. And this backdrop where you can actually have some display with Dante. At the moment I have Dante with one of his upgraded heads, as well as Agni and Rutra. Be mindful, a lot of these weapons didn't come with this. This is just the extra weapons from the other Devil May Cry figures I have. I thought it would look really cool if I put them all together. But let's get into the review. The box is pretty much the exact same as the Devil May Cry 5 Deluxe Edition, where it's a black box with all the weapons and all the stuff in there, with gold trimmings as well as gold fonts and stuff like that. As you can see, the gold font is Agni and Rutra, highlighting the name and all information, with Navan in the middle, the guitar. We'll go through the weapons. I have a few issues which we'll go through together. Sorry, the box is going to keep falling over. I do like it for the price it was pretty good, but at the same time it is Asmus. They're not the best in quality, but it looks alright. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. Alright, so pretty much this is what it comes with. It comes with this backdrop. It separates in two separate pieces. Boom, boom. I do have a little magnet there to keep the guitar in place, and it comes with all these different hooks. It comes with quite a few, more than you need for all of his weapons for just the Devil May Cry 3 figure. That's why I added a whole bunch of extra. Naturally, it comes with two heads. I have one here, one's on the body. I'll show you guys that one a little later. I did not want to reset up all these hooks because it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I must have done it maybe 50 times with each one. Not each one, but amongst them all. So we get, literally this is all you get. If you don't get the figure with this edition, you can buy them separately, which is cool. But if you already have it, they gave you the option, so you can buy it separately, which is awesome. I'm really happy about that. But you get Navan, Cerberus, Coyote A, Agni and Rutra, as well as the head sculpts, naturally. If you do buy it with the figure, you'll get Ebony and Ivory, as well as the Rebellion and Kalina Ann, which is a weapon Lady gives you. But that actually comes in the box with the actual figure. So this is kind of it. I would have probably paid more for everything. Also wished it was cheaper, purely because it's not the best, but you're not going to get it anywhere else unless you hand make things or 3D print them or something. Let's talk about the individual weapons. I'm sorry if you guys can hear any banging and music and dogs barking. It is in the middle of the day. It's a little bit warm today, so all the windows are open and construction is going on. All right, so here we have Navan. One of the cooler weapons, looking weapons, not necessarily the best weapon, but I love the metallic look to it. The fact that there's only 3 string holders there, which is pretty nuts, but it is like this in the game, which is cool. And yes, it does transform. Before we get into that, I'll show you the rest of it. So they added a lot more detail into this than needed be, purely because it is a PlayStation 2 game and the game is pretty aged now. So it's all this detail or most of the detail here is all artist choice, you know, like whoever sculpted this made it up as it goes, which is pretty cool. Mine did come kind of warped, which sucks. I'm hoping that natural heat while it's hanging up will slowly kind of straighten that out. But here's the back of it. Same kind of detail as the metallic and silver paints through it, look really nice. So you can transform it. So you pull that guy off, it's just held on with a magnet. You flick that open, so it's a nice long blade, and then you chuck it back on. And there's 2 spots for you to put it. I like the fact that you can actually undo it, and that's the scythe look. Look really cool. It is how it looks in the game, but again, the warping of it kind of sucks with it, you know. But you know, I like the fact that it's movable. You can move it around, have it in different poses or different angles and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Just kind of pull that back off, put that back on, and you're good to go. I actually thought that this just moves on its own, but then I pulled on it a little too hard and it popped off. So that was a little happy accident. I'm so happy I didn't break it. All right, moving on. Alrighty, so here we have Coyote A. Nicely painted, could have been better, and there's actually quite a bit of detail missing from this guy. I think this one is legit because it is from the game, but I know that there's more details in the handle here, or the hammer or whatever the hell it's called. It does have some articulation, but that is pretty much it. Good and bad. it's nice to have it. And the best part is you can display this with any of your Devil May Cry figures, purely because it's in every game. I'm pretty sure it's in every game. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. All right, moving on. All right, so here we have Cerberus, and these guys look really cool. I was quite concerned on how these were going to be done, because the last Cerberus, or King Cerberus, you get with the pre-order bonus you get with Devil May Cry 5 Dante is metal. So I was concerned whether these were going to be metal or not, and it's all plastic. Unfortunately, it is all plastic, and it seems extremely brittle. So I'm very careful with these guys. The only thing that is metal is the little link here between black and the silver. But yeah, they look really cool. Again, one of my little nunchuck bits. Which one is? I think it's this one. Yeah, this guy came a little warped. It is translucent plastic, which I do like, with a slight bit of handle and edge detail, which is really nice. Let's get a little bit closer. So there is a little bit of detail, paint detail in there. So yeah, it looks all right. Like the chain link is really cool. The kind of zigzaggy pattern, diamond shape and stuff is really cool. They even sculpted the detail on the ring, which is really nice. It's not as big as it should be in person compared to the game, but it'll do. You know, I was really hoping to have some sort of wire posability, but this will do. I love the translucent look. That really hits hard, you know, it's sick. Moving on. All right, so here we have Agni and Rutra, apparently one of the most annoying characters to Dante because they talk too much. But it's all identical sculpts, just different paint jobs. The sculpting looks really cool. One of my favorite weapons to use in the game, so I'm really, really happy I came with this. The only issue I have with these is the head sculpts are translucent, but because they're translucent, they're both kind of too dark. You can see one's a little lighter, but I do have some light blaring on it. They look really cool. They've got the painted eyes. The sculpt work in the handles and the swords itself is really good. Pretty easy to do, purely because it is just one sculpt or one mold. But yeah, it gives a nice aged metal look, and he displays really nice with two weapons in his hands like I had him in the intro. And that is literally all of it, which kind of sucks, for weapons at least. If you don't have the Dante already and you get him with all of his weapons as well as this, it makes a nice little package, but it's better than the Devil May Cry 5 Virgil Deluxe Pack, because the weapons in that kind of sucked. The paint job, the weapons were lacking as well. If you haven't checked it out, check out the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's move on to the head sculpts. All right, so here we have the first head sculpt. It looks pretty good. It's still slightly off, but it does look more like Virgil, the Devil May Cry 3 Virgil Asmus that we got, which is really cool. The fact that you get two head sculpts means that you can have one of the head sculpts on Virgil as if they were fighting on top of the tower, which will be really cool. But the paint job's pretty good. The mouth looks pretty cool. Really weird having the open mouth just like this without a dynamic pose or anything like that. But yeah, no, it's a nice upgrade. I think they did well compared to the other one. We will compare the two previous ones with the current ones, but for now, this one, it's pretty good. It's well done. All right, here is the neutral face Dante. Looks pretty good. This definitely looks more like Dante compared to the Screaming Face one, as well as the hair does look better. Like I mentioned before in the Screaming Face, it's better in this sculpt than it is with the previous one. So the previous one you get a normal face as well as a smirking Dante, which is cool. Here's the comparison here. And as you can tell, one does look better. I've been told that the previous one looks better, and I've also been told that the updated one is better. I agree with both. I never really had an issue with this guy, but I do prefer the newer one, especially the head. The hair sculpt is so much better. That's kind of it. For anybody who is thinking about getting this guy, I've had this guy for a few years now, and he is showing signs of age, mostly in the jacket, which is very bad. I'll show you guys that now quickly. Just a bit of a update on it all, you know? All right, so this is the bit of the jacket that I'm talking about. Because I have him in a bent pose, you can see there's a lot more creasing top here. So the fabric, the red part, is actually separating from the fabric that's underneath it, as well as there's a little bit of flaking and stuff happening down here. So if you guys are going to get this figure, keep that in mind. Maybe find someone who can make this jacket from scratch if you guys really want to. Yeah, just a bit of a heads up. And that kind of does it for the video. Thank you all for joining me for this review. It's a bit of a quick one because there's not too much to talk about besides, you know, the individual weapons and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys can't get a hold of this guy, I suggest you do. If you're a Devil May Cry fan, this is the best Devil May Cry 3 Dante. I think it might be the only one that's a figure form, or 1/6 scale at least. But I suggest getting Dante with it because my jacket for this Devil May Cry figure has slowly started to wear off, wear down. So yeah, unfortunately that's the case when it comes to fake leather. But I love it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if you guys have him, if you don't, whatever questions you might have, whatever chats you want to talk about. I'm always open for discussions of Devil May Cry. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.